the January 2020 Forbidden List. Wow. I guess when Konami said new year, new me, they really meant it. Leveling every meta deck in existence and then turning around and hitting the decks we thought would never get hit. Seriously, this picture right here doesn't even exist right now. One would have to wonder, with all of the meta decks leveled and then our plan Bs and Cs being leveled, what would be the best decks of the format? And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I will be telling you guys the best decks of the format, of course before Master Rule 4, and we won't even talk about new sets coming up. We're gonna focus on the right here and right now. Before we start talking about the best decks, I have to say I really appreciate you guys for liking my Forbidden List live reaction video. That's actually the reason why we have this video right here and right now. And to continue on, we can start talking about the underrated decks as well. Just make sure we all smash that thumbs up. Let's see if we can get as many thumbs ups as possible because, yeah, YouTube is pretty shit with our algorithm. What is perceived as the best deck in the format is Spiral. Now, Spiral just might be the best break my board type deck with the new legendary duelist magical hero. This deck can easily, and I mean easily, set up 9 disruptions. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, on your first turn board, with 2 specific cards and a few other extenders, you can make 9 disruptions on your turn. And for the people that want to see that, if you are a Patreon and I've already uploaded the video prior to this one, Spiral is also amazingly good at going second. Spiral Super Agent allows you to destroy your opponent's spell cards before it's special summon. And Spiral Tough allows you to destroy cards on your opponent's side of the field as long as you're guessing that top card correctly. I think that, as well as this amazing marriage with the Nightmare cards, makes Spiral extremely formidable, whether you're going first and setting up multiple negation boards, or going second and breaking your opponent's board. Heroes are probably at the peak of their existence since the Exceed era. And speaking of the Exceed era, Elemental Hero Sunriser from the legendary duelist magical heroes makes it feel that much closer to 2012. This deck is completely amazing, setting up negation boards with a Dystopia for disruption, the Destiny Hero Plasma, which is a one-sided skill drain, and of course the monster that everyone loves the best, Masked Hero Darklaw, which is a one-sided macrocosmos and can rip cards out of your opponent's hand just for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Heroes are one of the best search decks in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Having a plethora of cards to use, they don't even max out on every single copy. I also think it's one of the more underrated decks going second, because if it is forced to go second, not only can it break your opponent's board through cards like Malicious Bane to destroy all monsters, or Masked Hero Acid to destroy those pesky back row cards, it can also still attack for game. Dino is especially solid inside of a format where it's slower based, and it can control the tempo, the outcome of its own main phase, by using Miscellaneous Service to prevent your opponent from negating your interactions. It almost feels like the more hand traps your opponent plays, the more powerful Miscellaneous Service becomes, and ultimately, the more powerful this deck can be. I mean, and if all else fails, you still have Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. You guys know I get really excited when I talk about this card. A free monster that special summons itself to the side of the field for playing the archetype can attack every single one of your opponent's monsters, meaning that he essentially by himself is a board breaker and can still flip your opponent's monsters face down before they can make that blink play, which means he's a disruptor as well. Dinos could very well be the best deck of the format. All I need is you guys to say you want to see a Dino live duel, and we'll make it happen. Madolche was already topping events before the Forbidden List, and with the new support on the horizon, Madolche can only get better. Now, I know we don't want to talk about new support and new strategies because we're in the right here and right now, but the fact that the deck was already good now and it's only going to get better is a solid investment. Well, I mean, if you already have it, because buying this deck, just forget about it. One of Madolche's best cards is easily Madolche Queen Tiramisu. It allows you to shuffle in cards on your opponent's side of the field. It's non-targeting and it's on the resolution. This card is just completely amazing. Madolche also has the ability to go second and put over 8,000 damage, as well as remove 4 cards on your opponent's side of the field in the process. I think that Madolche can be a serious contender. And if we get some cool reprints, I mean, that's almost guaranteed to happen by now, then Madolche can be a really serious contender that's affordable for everyone. I mean, who doesn't want a treat? How can I forget Subterra? Another strategy that not only didn't get hit by the Forbidden List, was already topping before the Forbidden List, and actually got a little bit of a buff with Solemn Warning to 3. As long as Subterra Guru exists, this Guru control deck will always exist. Using Guru to search one of the best hand traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Subterra Fiendus, which can summon herself and bring back the Subterra Guru if you don't happen to hand trap your opponent, is amazing. And let's not forget how busted, secretly busted, Subterra Final Battle is. It has so many great effects, but the best effect is that it set itself back face down after you use it. This pretty much means that your Subterra monster effects are kind of infinite. You'll be able to continuously loop your Subterra cards with some great anti-meta cards for whatever your opponent plays to still stay in the mix. Subterras are extremely cheap. Hidden City just got reprinted, and it's a very, very solid investment. Dragon Link, Rocket Dragon Link, Dragoonity Rocket Dragon Link, Safer Dragon Link. However you want to chalk this deck up, even losing Ib is not really a problem. Losing Ib just basically says you can't play Dino cards anymore. I mean, that's pretty much it. No more Draco Net, no more Dinos. But the deck didn't really need all of that stuff. Also, losing Thunder Dragon Colossus, I mean, don't get me wrong, that sucks, but it's still something that the deck can overcome. I mean, the deck is still extremely good, making those multiple negate boards. Maybe not as good as Spiral, but it will actually have cards in place to back it up if that board gets broken. I think Dragon Link Rocket is something that players should definitely look into. It kind of got outclassed by other decks last format, and then got a little bit of a nerf coming into this new 2020. But it's still a very powerful deck, and the Rocket structure deck actually has some gems. I mean, to be honest, I don't really see a problem with Rocket, because they can always roll. Poltergeist is the deck that everyone thought was hit too hard last Forbidden List. I want you guys to remember that. Now that we're at this Forbidden List, was it still hit too hard? I mean, the deck can still be one of the more powerful decks in the format. It's a trap-based deck, so with every trap card you activate, even your counter trap cards become food to be able to activate your Poltergeist Multi-Faker because of how the card is worded. Once Multi-Faker is summoned to your side of the field, bringing out Silquidos is key, because that's another form of disruption, bouncing your Multi-Faker back to your hand to get rid of an opponent's problematic threat. Poltergeist really haven't changed. It is a deck that is getting support, but again, we're not going to talk about that. In the right here and right now, it is probably the trap queen of Yu-Gi-Oh! Being able to put Multi-Faker. Losing Sekka's Light wasn't that bad. I mean, who really needs like a pot of greed with a mulligan effect? I mean, no one needs that. I'm not crying. What I am happy about is that Burning Abyss did get hit, so of course you know who has to eat the hot noodles because she made that agreement. This deck's success depends on two things. The first thing is being able to adapt to the meta, and that's kind of a joke, seeing that Burning Abyss is a 6-year-old deck, and we're still talking about it now, and the fact that it always pretty much tops in every single meta. I mean, that's the punchline, because that's pretty funny to say if it will adapt. The next thing is Tour Guide from the Underworld, seeing that Sekka's Light is banned. What? It's at 2? Well, this could be a very strange predicament. This could be exactly what we need to make Burning Abyss something special again. I still strongly feel that the Earth variant is probably the best variant, seeing that you have access to search a Dragon Ruler and block Dragon, as well as being able to special summon a Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo to your side of the field that's undestructible and unattackable. That might be the best Burning Abyss variant still. And for the people that actually bought block dragons when I told you to buy them, you're welcome. Mech Knight feels like the redhead stepchild of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. I mean, seriously, if it were a redhead stepchild, it'd be Mary Jane, because it's something special. The character, not the other thing. Don't do the other thing. Unless it's legal where you're at, then do the other thing. And just like Mary Jane, this deck can make your existence something special. It elevates the playing strategies of any deck you combine it with. Invoked is amazing because of Mech Knight. And Mech Knight is no slouch on its own. To be honest, it's probably a bigger beast and the same monster when it's by itself. Mech Knight can play on your opponent's columns better than any deck in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, it's kind of built to do that. It takes advantage when your opponent decides to go first, but even when you are forced to go first, there are still plays to be made. Well, that is it for the best decks of the format. If I've missed any of them, post down below in the comment section what do you guys think would be the best decks. Also, be sure to like this video up. With enough likes, we'll make that underrated list. Maybe some of the strategies that you posted down below are underrated and people aren't even watching out for. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am. No, seriously, Bert. Hot dogs are American tacos.
Okay, sub sandwiches are lasagna.
What kind of sub sandwiches?
With full of meat and
Meatball?
cheese. Yeah,
Nah, I don't see it.
I see it.
I don't.
Too late.